Hello everyone and welcome to another UFC review. This is for UFC Fight Night Weidman vs Gastelum at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Long Island, New York. And before I actually start talking about it, I do want to apologise if I look a bit out of sorts. I just had food and I just had to wash up, and it's also the reason why I'm a bit later on than usual when it comes to the review. But yeah, I mean that's basically. Also, once again, sorry if you hear the high-pitched whirring sound. I know I said that like the other day for the backtracking, well, for part 1 of the backtracking season 2 finale, which I'm glad is now over, and I hope you all enjoyed that, and I hope you all enjoyed this. So, let's go into the prelim card. So we start off with a pretty good fight, Damian Grabowski against Chase Sherman. Both names are familiar, but I can only really recall seeing Chase fight before. And Chase won by decision, and it was the right choice. You know, like between the two, he definitely did a lot more work. He landed a lot more punches, a lot more really good combos, especially near the ends of the rounds. Like at the end of all 3 rounds, he landed some amazing combos, and definitely got the upper hand over Grabowski in the end, who wasn't a pushover. This wasn't the best fight, but it was a really, really good one to start with. So I got no complaints about it. Really well done to both guys. Next up is Ryan LaFleur against Alex Cowboy Oliveira. First round was fairly sort of even, but I definitely give. Actually, no, I give the first round to LaFleur because he got a really good takedown on Oliveira and completely smothered him, moved to great transitions, held his weight down on Oliveira really well, especially when he was trying to explode out. Then it got to round 2. LaFleur chose to stand, which I thought was kind of a bad idea because he was having so much success on the ground. I feel like he would have won by decision if he stayed on the ground or even by submission. But instead, he chose to stand up and strike, and Oliveira countered him really well. And then there was one moment where LaFleur moved in. Oliveira landed a nasty right uppercut and knocked LaFleur out with that, and got performance of the night for it. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, the other person to get performance of the night was Junior Albini, who got it over Timothy Johnson, but that was on the Fight Pass, so I didn't get to see that one. But yeah, well done to Oliveira, really, really good showing from him, well-earned performance of the night. No complaints. Next up is sort of the old versus new. I don't know if I recall Rafael Natal old, but yeah, he's a veteran. He's been there a while, and he was against a newcomer named Eric Anders. Natal was originally supposed to fight. Who was he supposed to fight? Alessio Di Chirico, who I think I've seen before, but he had to pull out due to injury, so Natal took on Eric Anders, who's a newcomer. This was his 9th fight, and he won by knockout in, I believe it was round 1. Yeah, round 1, like nearly 3 minutes in. Oh, and Oliveira knocked out LaFleur in round 2, just about 2 minutes in. I also get to put the times in. I should really remember to do that more, but yeah. This was a really good fight. However, there was one moment not long before the knockout. Eric showed really good takedown skills. I mean, he's a former American football player, and he's just naturally got a really good sort of build to him. Really good sort of strong wrestling base naturally. Also, I sound really nasally. Excuse me. And there was a point where he had Natal on the ground, and as Natal was getting up, Eric landed an illegal knee. But because of where the ref in this case was Keith Peterson, because of where he was stood, he couldn't see the knee, so he most likely thought it was just a punch. It wasn't a hard knee. It was noticeable, but it wasn't super smashy hard, And then when they were stood up, Eric managed to press Natal against the fence and knocked out some really good straight lefts. Won the fight. Also, something I forgot to mention about the last UFC card. There was a new ref called Rich Mitchell, and they made the joke of UFC official Rich Mitchell. And there was something else about that I forgot what it was. But I will bring it up as soon as I remember it, so yeah. But yeah, this was a really good fight. Good showing from Anders. I've got my eye on him. Hopefully he'll move to 10-0 in his next fight. Especially if this one's anything to go by. I mean, he showcased really good striking and really good wrestling, so yeah, and Natal's not going to suffer from this. So, onwards. Next up, we have what was undoubtedly fight of the night. Excuse me. That wasn't a burp. I don't know why I say excuse me. As Lyman Good took on Elizu Zaleski dos Santos. This was Lyman Good's first fight in a couple of years. And I think it was Dos Santos' debut. I'm going to have to have a quick merge of that. No, apparently it wasn't. Oh, he has fought before. He got fighting against Mario Khmedov in April last year. Alright, so... Okay. I don't recall seeing him fight. I did cover this. So I was going over events to see what I'd seen him in before. He was on Lineker vs. Dodson. He was on the prelim card. It was the first fight. I don't really remember if I got to see that one. But apparently he was on it, and he was on this one as well, and had a hell of a war with Lyman Good. This was a really, really good fight. Dos Santos won by split decision, but it was an extremely close call either way. Both men fought their asses off to get this. This might be my top 10 of the year. It was really exciting. Very back and forth. Both men were rocked a lot in both rounds, all 3 rounds. Because it went the distance. Yeah, just a really, really amazing fight. I got nothing to complain about. Much like the rest of the card. This was a really good card. It was just awesome. Most cards that go to New York are just fantastic. So, yeah, this was another really good one. Next up, we have a fight between a couple of underdogs. Well, Jimmy's an underdog at least, even though he's only got 1 loss on his record. Against Thomas Almeida. And Jimmy still has 1 loss on his record after this because he won by unanimous decision. It was a really, really good fight. Like most of the fights that went the distance, it was back and forth. It was really even. But Rivera definitely did have the better of Almeida every turn, I think. Especially with striking. He landed a really good counter straight right left hook combo that was really good. It landed most of the time he threw it. So, yeah, I got no complaints with him getting the win. I feel like Almeida's not going to suffer from this. If I remember right, Almeida's last fight was against Garbrandt. No, it was against Albert Morales, and he beat him. Did I get to see that fight? I believe I did. Ryan Bader against Lil Nog. I think I got to see that one. Curse my fuzzy memory. Oh, I just looked it up. Ryan Bader's left UFC. He's on Bellator now. And he's the current Bellator light heavyweight champion. He won it last month. Awesome. I really should focus more when I'm actually doing this. So, yeah, Rivera, really good unanimous decision win. Nothing to worry about. Good way to start the main card, too. Next up is Patrick Cummins against John Vellante, and this was one of the more, this was also an exciting fight, and I do agree with the call, but what I don't agree with was kind of the fans' reaction to it. So here's the thing. Patrick did a lot more than Vellante did throughout the fight, right? But looking at the two at the end of it, you wouldn't believe it, because they suffered a clash of heads in round 1, and it cut a huge, opened a massive cut. Well, a relatively small cut, but it was bleeding a lot on Patrick's head, on the left side of his head. And then, at some point in round 2, he got hit, in the eye, and suffered some swelling there. Sorry, my laptop's making some noises that worry me. I'm always on edge about it now, I feel like it's going to blow up or something. Anyway, so yeah, you wouldn't believe it looking at the end of the fight at their faces, because Vellante looked completely fine and Patrick looked like he'd actually been in a war. And Patrick still won, he landed more takedowns, he got more strikes. I got no problem with him getting the call, especially a split decision. I feel like that was the right way to have won that. The right call from the judges, even. Sorry. And, yeah, I mean, not much else needs to be said. This was probably my least favourite fight in the card, but it was still a really, really good one. So, yeah. Also, I'm starting to do this thing now where I pick my least favourite fight, and this was it. My most favourite was Dos Santos against Good, because it was awesome. Next up is yet another really good fight in the co-main event between Dennis Bermudez and Darren Elkins. Went the distance, really exciting back and forth action from both sides. Bermudez did sadly lose by split decision, but you know what? Elkins is underrated, Bermudez is underrated. They both put on a really serviceable co-main event. it was just really enjoyable. I got no problems with Elkins being declared the winner. Once again, I felt like that was the best choice. He did a damn good job, and I mean, Bermudez isn't going to suffer from this. I will have to look up for him though. Let's see. Oh, he lost his last fight against the. Oh yeah, he did. Oh, what about Darren Elkins? This is his 5th win in a row. Alrighty then. So, yeah, that's a really good extension to Darren Elkins' little streak. Hopefully Bermudez does manage to pick it up against him, but this is a really good serviceable. This is a really good main event. So on to the main event. Finally, the main event of the evening: Chris Weidman against Kelvin Gastelum, and it was really good. Gastelum did land a good combo near the end of round 1 that knocked Weidman down, and I was so worried. Because here's the thing, Weidman's lost his last 3 fights. And in round 1, I thought he was going to lose again. Then in round 2, it was a lot more even, and he managed to do a lot more. In round 3, he got a great takedown. He landed a lot of takedowns in the fight, by the way. I think he broke his record. In round 3, he managed to get another one. And while taking him back as Kelvin was trying to escape out of it, Weidman managed to take initiative and got an arm triangle choke and submitted Gastelum with that. And really, like, I'm just so happy for Weidman to have won. I mean, this is his hometown as well, like Long Island, New York. Oh, he's from Baldwin. I mean, he's still from New York. But yeah, it was really good to see him get a win after 3 losses in a row. Well done to Weidman though. It's been a long time coming. Excuse me. And hopefully he can get back to his winning ways. Gastelum, he is probably not going to suffer from this. Let's see, I didn't know that. His last fight was against Vitor Belfort, and Gastelum won by TK in round 1, but it was overturned after he tested positive for marijuana. I think he still gets performed of the night. So, yeah, this was a really, really good card. I really enjoyed it, even though it was only 8 fights, and there was 5 other ones on the Fight Pass. And there was absolutely no female fights. Kind of a surprise, really, but not much else needs to be said. This was a really, really good event, all in all. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun watching it. The fight of the night was absolutely amazing as well. And I'll see you all next week. Maybe next week if I don't see you before then. For UFC 214, Cormier vs. Jones 2. Oh my goodness gracious. That is going to be fantastic. Not to mention Tyron Woodley defending his welterweight belt against Damian Maia, and Christian Justino, or Cyborg, against Tony Average. I was going to say she's defending the women's featherweight belt, but there isn't a featherweight champion at the moment. It was Jermaine Durandamy, but she had it stripped, which I think was the right move because she didn't win it in my eyes. She did enough to win it, but God, I hated that main event with Holly Holm so much. That was so fucking terrible. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.